Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, Pisces Soul Tribe. I want to get into some general messages for you. And of course, anything you need from me can be found down below in the description box. Also, let it be known, let it be aware. No, seriously, today is the last day to book a reading for me because after this month, I will be moving in a different directions as far as personals. And after this month, I will not be taking personals for an indefinite period. But anywho, let's get into a spread that I call That Was Then, This Is Now. I feel like it's very relevant. I feel like it'll explain the reason why you are in the position that you're in now. And I feel like it will also shed some light on previous experiences that have aided and helped you get to where you are now in life. I'll be using several different decks for each pile. And then also I will get a connector, and that will be in the news. Anywho, Divine, what is the overall energy for then? What happened then? Okay, so we have sacrifice coming out. So 12. So definitely some form of sacrifice could be significant. I feel like there was a lot that you had to shed in order to grow. I feel like you, for a period, I'm feeling winter. Generally, that's when plants aren't growing, aren't producing, more in a hibernation state, still alive, but not producing fruit or producing leaves and things of that nature. So you could have looked very bare. Okay, you could have been without for a while here, and I feel like there were a lot of judgments that came with this. There were a lot of criticisms that came with this, as if these people have never gone through. And I feel like that's the most interesting thing. Even if you're born with a silver spoon in your mouth, like, yet and still, there will be a point and period of time where you will experience life. And experiencing life doesn't mean that it always comes with something financial. But, you know, for a lot of you all here, that was the case. And it didn't, you were able to take care of things that you were able to take care of. You just weren't able to do all of the extra stuff. Okay? Divine, tell me about the now. Clarify the now. Okay. So now you're bearing fruit. So prosperity begins. You now have a lush, full tree. You're no longer bare. And that's crazy, man. These correlations are wild. We talk about, you know, trees producing fruit and bearing fruit. And here we are with the tree, you know, producing fruit. Okay. Peaches. So Atlanta could be significant. Okay, you could dwell in Atlanta. Okay, I know I have a few subscribers who are from Atlanta. What's up, my Atlanta folks? Okay, but yeah, so at a point where you were bare, you're now bearing fruit. I also feel like you're at the beginning stages of something as well. I feel like this is something that you're getting ready to receive, something you're getting ready to enjoy, something you're getting ready to taste. Okay. Divine, what connects these two? Okay, so we have numbing, self-medicating, addictions, irritation, irrational, excuse me. So something may have irritated you. So irrational behavior. And Divine, clarify one more time for this particular connection. Yeah. So a brick wall. So defense mechanism, guarded as well as hard to reach. So there's something that you didn't want to feel. There's possibly something that you didn't want to hear. I feel like for a while you went away from all of the criticisms. I feel like you went off to yourself, because numbing and brick wall is definitely giving some sort of defense. And I feel like that's the reason why you did. I feel like for a while people made you feel numb. They made you feel like the things that you wanted to do were not worth it. They also made you question your worth as well, because I feel like in some way you were unpurposefully, you know, ousted it was on purpose, but the intention behind it was just absolutely nasty. And I don't feel, it doesn't feel like it was something that was warranted. But I feel like these are definitely individuals now that you possibly even have blocked yourself off from. I feel like you're no longer letting things of a nature that would numb you or that would make you feel like you're not yourself get through to you anymore, especially with brick wall. Yeah. Okay. So, Divine, tell me about this sacrifice here. What's the message concerning this sacrifice? So, Five of Pentacles. Yeah, for a while you were without, just like we were talking about. For a while you were without this Five of Pentacles. I feel like you were without the extra finances. I feel like for a while you also went without the love here as well. I feel like, and it's interesting that there's a flower there that has wilted. It's not growing. So, and then I say winter, and here's winter. So yeah, so something definitely significant about being left out in the cold. I feel like you weren't at your fullest potential at this particular moment, because I feel like something was supposed to grow. For you, that wasn't your time. You had to wait for something to change, for something to turn around. Like, timing for you is everything, because this is Pentacle energy. Yes, it is the Five of Pentacles, but the thing about it is this is a tree. Unless this tree is dead when the temperatures are right and when it's in the right environment, is going to bear leaves and produce fruit if that's what this tree does. Okay, but obviously it does. Five of Pentacles here, and then we have prosperity begins. So from going from nothing to having pretty much everything, being full, being lush, being something that people would see, something that people would want to eat from. Okay, and I feel like that's the way it always is, and I'm not even gonna bother that now space right now, because I can feel it creeping. I'm gonna let this do what it does. Divine, Five of Pentacles. Yeah. So the Queen of Swords, yes. So I feel like in some sense, this hardened you, because I feel like a lot of people were cruel with their words. Okay, they were cruel with their words, and I feel like for a period of time, maybe you were silent about something here, and then the Magician did fall out, and we were talking about manifestations, your dreams. So definitely going to take that, because there's some sense of purpose in it as well. Because I feel like a lot of people tried to mute you, is what this is definitely giving. Five of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, as well as the Magician and the Nine of Swords. I feel like people tried to make you, in some sense, make you feel like you weren't worth it, that your dreams weren't worth it, that your potential wasn't worth it, and that the things that you were sacrificing were a waste of time. Okay, that was the then. Okay, Divine, tell me about the Magician here. Okay, so we have judgment, we have karma. I feel like you let something go, and I feel like you are still going to go after some sense of purpose, some sense of destiny. Divine, tell me about the karma. Tell me about the judgment here before we move forward. So Four of Pentacles, yes. So something was on hold for you. And I feel like, and this is definitely giving the energy from the previous live. Somebody definitely held you back in some sense capacity. I'm using a whole another deck, like literally Four of Pentacles. Divine, what was being held back? King of Wands, yeah. I feel like you were a bold individual, and I feel like in your own right you're really something. Like the potential that you have to do things, the potential that you have to create this Magician energy it's on hold. You know, previously then, like it's on hold. Some sort of manifestation is being held back, and I feel like it's for you to rid yourself of people. Divine, tell me about this Queen of Swords. Because I feel like there was a lot that you could have said that you didn't with the death. And tell me about the death concerning this Queen of Swords. Yeah, Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups. I feel like you yourself had a conversation with many different people. And I feel like concerning these people, I feel like these were people that you love, people that you adore, but I feel like you realize something really harsh about these people, and that these are people that you need to let go. Divine, tell me about the Ten of Cups here. With the Two of Pentacles, I feel like something is a toss-up for you now, and something definitely is about to be a switch and a change. And I feel like this is concerning those connections that you have. We have the Two of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. So 22 could be significant for you here as well. Okay. Divine, Two of Pentacles. Yeah. So we have the King of Pentacles. I feel like you could be having conversations with major figures in your life, important people. So Eight of Cups. And I feel like the major person that you're having from this could have been a best friend. This could be family. But I feel like this King of Pentacles, you know, it could be some type of father figure as well. I feel like you had a conversation with somebody. And I feel like this conversation ended with you walking away from them. I don't know how long this period of time. For some of you, it could have been a temporary thing until someone learns a lesson, until someone heals, grows, elevates, okay? Understand what they've done, okay? And Divine, tell me about, because Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. That's why I was saying all of that. Divine, tell me about the King of Pentacles last thing. Yeah, because there was somebody majorly important, and this person could have been the leader of the pack. So Knight of Wands, I feel like you moved away from individuals because the Knight of Wands definitely a flighty type of energy, inconsistent, and I feel like that's what you're no longer putting up with, inconsistencies and things that you don't have to deal with. Because I feel like there were people that were never truly going to change, and I feel like there were just also a lot of people just honestly just playing in your face. Because I feel like at the end of the day, you're the one who actually really had the sauce. And I feel like this is the sauce concerning manifestations because apparently throughout this group of individuals, you're the only one who possibly believes in that. Divine, tell me what the vibe is concerning the now. What's the news concerning the now? And then we have two. Yeah, that's very interesting. So what we have here is Black Sheep. So rebelling, going against expectations, defying norms. And then we also have a light bulb moment. So sudden realization, feeling inspired, insightful awareness. I feel like you are trusting yourself. Okay. I feel like there's not anything you're no longer numbing things. I feel like you want to feel everything, and I feel like you want to feel your potential. You want to feel your growth. You want to feel that prosperity, and I feel like that's exactly what's getting ready to happen for you. I feel like you're a dreamer. And you going after these dreams are definitely going to be something that is going to benefit you in the long run. We have the Queen of Swords on the opposite end. We have the King of Swords now. I feel like there are many different things that you are deciding to do. If there were things that you needed to speak up on, you are speaking up on those things. And I feel like you are no longer holding yourself back. Even I feel like now is your time to shine. Now is your time for growth. Now is your time for prosperity. And I feel like that's what you're going after. Divine, what's the message concerning prosperity begins? So we have the moon. Okay. And this could be the light bulb moment. Divine, tell me about the moon. So we have the Four of Swords. Yes, I feel like there was a lot that you had to consider, and I feel like in your time of waiting, let's just say in the winter time, while you were hibernating, I feel like you were also planning as well, strategizing, trying to figure oneself out, try to figure out what's hiding. Because I feel like you're also the type of individual that feels that something is there. Now we need to figure out what that something is. Okay, Four of Swords. We now have the Justice here at the bottom of the deck as well. So 111 could be significant as well as 11. Divine Four of Swords here. High Priestess is very significant here as well. Okay, so the Nine of Swords, it did flip out in reverse because I feel like you are accepting things. I feel like I feel like you're accepting things. I feel like while you were waiting in hermit mode away from other people, I feel like there was a lot that you were accepting about your past. And I feel like you knew in order to move forward, you had to accept those things that happened. Accepting those things that happened acclimated those things to your memory bank. Those things being acclimated to your memory bank allows you to use those experiences in order to move forward, to see how you need to ebb and flow. I feel like when you come into contact with people that reminded you of other people, that's a sign for you here as well. Okay, Seven of Swords. I feel like you also see, and I feel like you see people for what they were doing, because all along people know and knew what they were doing. Divine, what else is here? Nine of Swords in reverse. We have the Five of Cups. Naturally, I feel like realizing those things, I feel like those things were disappointing. I feel like those things were a loss, but I feel like the loss is intentional. I feel like you're accepting that loss. At this point in time, I feel like the divine is healing all of us, you know? And if that's something that you don't believe in, that's okay as well. But I will say, don't knock that for those who do. And just because you don't, that doesn't make it factual. Divine, Five of Cups. Eight of Cups. Yes, you knew exactly what you needed to walk away from in order to be fruitful. I feel like this is something that you set with for 3 months at least. Almost like a strategy. You know, who do I need to talk to? Who do I need to remove myself from? Who do I need to have conversations? But I also feel like there was just a lot that you just dropped and you just walked away, because I feel like you didn't need to explain yourself to anybody. Divine, Eight of Cups. Yeah, we have the World. I feel like you've completed a lot of cycles here. And I feel like that's what it is. You now have the room to start over. The World is the end of the tarot deck. Like, I feel like there's something that's about to begin here, prosperity. And I feel like at the point of cycles coming to an end, you now have the opportunity to grow, because the only thing that lies between the World and this one being, you know, prosperity begins, is the Fool. You know, and as I said, I was saying last night, and then we have the Ace of Wands. So I feel like there's about to be some form of new inspired action for you. Ace of Wands can also give this vibe of, you know, prosperity beginning. You know, I feel like the actions taken, you know, things that you've done are the reason why you are in this space now. I feel like you're at the beginning stages of a come up, a glow up, elevation, change. One more, Divine. Can you tell me about outcomes here concerning this? Okay. So we have the King of Cups. I feel like now you also, or in the near future, you'll be showing up as somebody who has definitely emotionally mature. King of Cups. Three of Swords, yes. And I feel like it's concerning those things that previously bothered you, because I don't feel like this is anything that's happening now. This Three of Swords is definitely giving me a previous energy. I feel like this is could also be people realizing how bogus they were as well, you know? Because I feel like something that you experienced, something that you went through, Devil, bottom of the deck, something that you went through, something that you may have been tied to, you're no longer tied to that. I feel like you severed the tie. You went about your business, and I feel like you sought after healing. And while you were sitting, while you were waiting patiently for your time, your turn, your season, okay, I feel like you really have grown. You have really healed. Divine, Three of Swords, Ten of Swords. Yes, definitely. You definitely have. You've ended a lot of cycles. You dealt with a lot of backstabbing energies. I feel like you're no longer dealing with any of that from anyone. Divine, Ten of Swords, possible outcomes. Yeah, I feel like there are a lot of people in there are a lot of people in regret. Three of Cups here. There are a lot of people in regret. Yeah, and then we have the Fool. Something is getting ready to start over for you. And I feel like what's getting ready to happen is a lot of people are getting ready to see you. Divine, tell me about the Three of Cups here. These people. Yeah, so the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like there are going to be individuals who are going to slowly approach you. There's definitely... It's not a fast moving energy. I feel like this is there's some sort of methodology behind it. Like there's a method to somebody's madness. There's a method to the reason why somebody will be approaching you. Divine, Knight of Pentacles with the Six of Pentacles. I feel like there are going to be people who are going to want to give you something. Okay, people who you've ended cycles with, because right now, King of Cups, you're looking very good. You're looking very attractive. I wouldn't say King of Wands, because the King of Wands is, I'm not saying he's the finest thing in the world, but this is attractive, like something that's very, alluring about you. And I feel like people are feeling this now. Six of Pentacles, lastly, divine outcome. Yeah, Seven of Wands. Synchronicity 7-6. So I feel like 76 could be significant. You could have been born in 76. So I definitely feel like in this present moment, you're blocking people. And not even necessarily the active block, the physical blocking. I feel like you're just blocking people. I feel like people know there's an energy, possibly that's radiating off you that says, leave me alone. Like right now, I'm protecting my peace. I'm protecting my assets. I'm protecting my things, protecting what I'm going after, protecting what I have not, manifested even as of yet. You're very guarded. You're very protected. Brick wall. I feel like there's a lot that's just not getting through to you at this time. And I feel like, honestly, you just have quite a few people in your energy that regret that. But I'll say to you, you're doing monumental and wonderful things. Pisces Soul Tribe, that was your reading. Hopefully these messages resonated with you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and you're able to take something from it that you could use. Of course, if there's anything you need from me, you can find those details down below in the description box. All right, y'all. April 30th, today, last day to book those readings. After today, we're done for a little while, for a long while, indefinitely. But no, as always, remember to conquer this day. Bye, guys.